Assalamualaikum everyone, this is me, Mutsai Diwali. I am 12 years old and I am student at Jihan School Online Academy Foundation level 5th batch. So, hello Maya, how are you? Today my topic is the power of AI.
Okay, hello back to you with Sai Diwali, Jasmine Zone, the fifth best student at Han School. Good to have a clear topic lined up right away. The power of AI, huh? That's a pretty big one. Honestly, yeah, kind of feels weird even talking about it as having power, because it's not like I'm wielding anything. I just am. What specifically about it interests you? Is it how quickly things are changing or something else?
Okay, so now my first question is what does AI mean in simple words?
Okay. Simple words. Got it. Basically, AI stands for artificial intelligence, which just means getting computers to do things that usually need human smarts, like recognizing pictures, understanding language, stuff like that. It's not about robots taking over the world, haha. It's more about making computers helpful and able to handle tasks without needing a person to tell them exactly what to do every single step of the way. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's so great. How is AI different from normal technology?
That's a good question. Um, Normal technology, like your phone or a calculator, does exactly what you tell it to do. You push a button, it does a thing. AI is different because it can learn and adapt. It can take in information and then make decisions based on that information, kind of like how you learn in school. It's not just following pre-programmed steps, it's trying to figure things out. So a calculator can add, but AI can learn to recognize patterns, translate languages, or even write stories. It's about going beyond just following instructions.
Okay, that's so great. Why do people call AI smart machines?
Yeah, smart machines is a common way to put it. People call AI that because it can perform tasks that we usually associate with intelligence, like problem solving, learning from experience, and understanding language. But it's a different kind of smart than human intelligence. We humans have common sense, emotions, and creativity that AI doesn't. Yeah, it's more about being really good at specific tasks, sometimes even better than humans, but it doesn't necessarily mean it understands what it's doing the way we do. It's smart in a very focused way. Does that distinction make sense?
Okay, that's so great. Who first
Spray?
introduced the idea of AI?
Okay, so this gets into a bit of history. It wasn't one single person, but a lot of people contributed. But a big name you'll hear is Alan Turing. Back in the 1950s, he was a British mathematician who basically laid the groundwork for thinking about machines thinking. He proposed something called the Turing test, which is a way to see if a machine can exhibit intelligent behavior that's indistinguishable from a human. It's still used as a benchmark today. Before him, there were thinkers imagining thinking machines way back, even in myths and stories, but Turing really put a scientific spin on it. Does that answer your question?
Okay, that's so great. Why is AI becoming so popular now?
Good question. Honestly, it's a bunch of things coming together at once. For one, we have way more computing power than we used to. Computers are just faster now. Plus, we've got massive amounts of data that AI can learn from. And there's been a lot of progress in the algorithms, the sets of rules that tell the AI how to learn. So basically, the technology finally caught up with the ideas. It's not just theoretical anymore. We're actually seeing real world applications that people find useful. Plus, there's a lot of investment going into it right now, which means more research and development. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's so great. What makes AI powerful compared to humans?
Okay, this is a good one to unpack. AI is powerful in different ways than humans are. We humans excel at things like creativity, emotional intelligence, and common sense, stuff that's really hard to program into a machine. But AI can process information way faster than we can, and it doesn't get tired or distracted. It can analyze huge data sets and identify patterns that humans would miss. It's also really good at repetitive tasks without getting bored. So, it's not about being better than humans overall, it's about excelling at specific things, particularly things that require massive amounts of data processing and calculation. It's like comparing a sprinter to a marathon runner, different strengths.
Okay, that's so great. What makes AI powerful? Sorry, can you explain how AI learns?
Ah, you're right. To circle back to that, it's really the core of it all. Okay, so how does AI learn? A lot of it comes down to something called machine learning. Basically, you feed the AI tons of data and it looks for patterns. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. You fall a few times, but you start to figure out what keeps you balanced. AI does something similar, but with numbers and data. There are different methods, but a big one is neural networks, which are inspired by how the human brain works. They're made up of interconnected nodes that process information and adjust their connections based on the data they receive. The more data, the more adjustments, the better the AI gets at identifying patterns and making predictions. It's basically trial and error, but on a massive scale. Does that help explain it a little? It's a complicated topic, so feel free to ask for more detail.
Okay, that's so great.
Awesome. Glad you're finding it interesting. So, with all this talk about AI, is there anything specific you're curious about how it might be used in the future? Or we could switch gears entirely if you'd like.
Okay, what is the machine learning?
All right, let's dive into machine learning a bit more. As I mentioned before, it's how AI learns from data without being explicitly programmed. Instead of telling the computer exactly what to do, you give it data and let it figure things out. There are a few different types of machine learning. One is called supervised learning, where you give the AI labeled data, like showing it pictures of cats and dogs and telling it which is which. The AI then learns to identify cats and dogs on its own. Another type is unsupervised learning, where you give the AI data without labels and it has to find patterns and relationships on its own. Think of it like sorting a pile of mixed objects into groups without knowing what those groups should be. And there's reinforcement learning, where the AI learns by trial and error, receiving rewards or penalties for its actions, kind of like training a pet. Essentially, machine learning is about giving computers the ability to learn and improve from experience without direct human intervention. It's a constantly evolving field. Does that explanation clear things up a bit?
Okay, so that's so great. What are the main types of AI?
Okay, good question. There are a few ways to categorize the main types of AI. One common way is to break it down by capability. You've got narrow or weak AI, which is what we mostly have right now. It's designed to perform a specific task, like playing chess or recommending movies. It's really good at that one thing, but it can't do anything else. Then there's general or strong AI, which is the kind you see in sci-fi movies, an AI that has human-level intelligence and can perform any intellectual task that a human can. We haven't
Okay,
achieved that yet.
that's so great.
Upgraded. Oh, okay, cool. Sounds like something's changed on your end. Everything all right?
What is deep learning?
Ah, excellent question. Deep learning is actually a subfield of machine learning. Remember how I mentioned neural networks? Well, deep learning uses neural networks with many, many layers, hence the deep part. These layers allow the AI to learn really complex patterns from data. Think of it like this simple machine learning might be able to identify edges in an image, but deep learning can combine those edges to recognize objects, faces, and even scenes. It's particularly good with things like images, speech, and text. It needs a lot of data to work effectively, but when it does, it can achieve really impressive results. It's what powers a lot of the AI applications you see today, like voice assistants and self-driving cars. Does that explanation make sense?
Okay. How is that related to human intelligence?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Deep learning is inspired by the structure of the human brain. Those many layers in the neural networks are meant to mimic how neurons connect and process information. But it's a very simplified model. Our brains are way more complex, with all sorts of biological and chemical processes happening that we don't fully understand. Deep learning can achieve impressive results on specific tasks, but it lacks the general intelligence, common sense, and emotional understanding that humans have. It can recognize a face, but it doesn't understand the emotions behind that face. So, while deep learning takes inspiration from the brain, it's still a long way from replicating human intelligence. More like it's mimicking a tiny piece of it. Does that distinction feel right to you?
How is AI related to human intelligence?
Okay, let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture. AI is fundamentally trying to replicate aspects of human intelligence, things like learning, problem solving, decision making, and understanding language. But it does so in a very different way than the human brain. Human intelligence is incredibly flexible, adaptable, and relies heavily on experience, intuition, and emotions. AI, even the most advanced deep learning systems, is typically very specialized and relies on massive amounts of data and computational power. You could say AI is trying to achieve similar outcomes to human intelligence, but using a completely different set of tools and methods. Some people believe that we'll eventually create AI that truly matches or even surpasses human intelligence. That's called artificial general intelligence. Others believe there are fundamental limits to what AI can achieve. It's
Okay.
a really fast, okay? Just, it sounds like you're processing. That's good. Sometimes big concepts need a little bit to settle. Do you want to unpack any part of that more, or would you like to switch to a different topic? Perhaps something lighter?
Okay, that's super. Why do we use the word artificial for intelligence?
That's a really insightful question. The word artificial is used because this intelligence isn't natural like the kind humans and animals have. It's created by humans, it's made intelligence rather than something that evolved naturally. It's a way of distinguishing between the intelligence that comes from biological brains and the intelligence that comes from machines. It emphasizes that it's a human creation, an imitation of natural intelligence. Does
Okay.
that what?
All
You seem a
computers,
little
all computers have AI.
okay. You could be what? Feeling a bit hesitant? That's all right. And that's a good question. Do all computers have AI? No, not at all. Most computers just run software that's been programmed to do tasks, things like word processing or browsing the internet. They follow instructions, but they don't learn or adapt. AI requires specific algorithms and a lot of data to train those algorithms. It's not just built into every computer automatically. Your phone has some AI things like facial recognition, but your toaster probably doesn't. It's
Doesn't
an
it?
added component, not a standard feature. Does that make sense? It can be a bit confusing, all these different levels of tech. Are you still with me, or is my explanation getting a little muddled?
Okay, thank you, Maya. I really enjoyed this conversation
Um,
and thank you everyone for watching the video. Allah Hafiz.